Hello, everyone. This is the opening for Dragon Calamity. I don't know what episode it is, but it is another episode. We have all 4 players here today. Thank goodness. I'm very excited that all of us are here. First, Ian, welcome back. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you.
Good. So did we tell you what happened to your character in your absence?
You sent me kind of a rundown, yeah.
Good. So you know Xander was away pooping. Got it.
Yep. Just had a real bad poop.
Keo, how are you, and how is this monster turd affecting Kaylin's opinion of Xander?
I am fine. I'm playing with some switches because mechanical keyboards are life. And Kaylin is just plebeian. Can't handle his food. Shameful. Shameful. But, she's not judging him too harshly.
Sandy, how about you? How is Ms. What is his current opinion on Xander, and specifically the amount of time he is taking to take a shit?
Miz doesn't think much of it. He's just kind of like, well, it's just man's gotta take a dump. He's gotta go. He's gotta go. And yeah, if he happens to join us in our quests, more the merrier. If not, bigger share for him.
Sweet. And Sol, how are you? Has Zaroka's opinion changed of Xander, or has he always? I don't know. I feel like Xander just thinks everyone's shitty. Maybe. Can you clarify?
Zaroka or Xander?
Well, what is Zaroka's opinion of Xander, and has that been impacted by this monster poop that he's taken?
Nah, Zaroka's not actually thinking much of it. There's a lot bigger things that's happening right now for him to think of, besides Xander's shit taken.
All right. So, with that, we can jump into the game. Well, jump into the recap anyways, so that y'all can earn that sweet DM inspiration. Who wants to get us started?
Oh, I can tell you exactly what happened. So Xander, he got back and was like, "Oh man, that breakfast I had, it is oof. I'll be back," and he left, and he was taking a shit. That's it.
That will suffice for your recap for your DM inspiration.
Yes.
I can't ask for much more from you on that. Who wants to add to it?
So we got teleported to the flying monkey food. And monkey is fat because monkey just flies everywhere. Miz knows about the Midnight Sun, who I've been calling the Black Sun first, and we were kind of warned away from dealing with those after we.
Yeah. The only thing Zaroka sort of just happened was sort of the dream, and then kind of relates some information that Fredman wants to talk to the dragons.
Oh yeah, I forgot I did that to you.
Are we forgetting about Zaroka being a cold-blooded murderer? Yes, I wrote that down in my notes.
Sandy, why don't you add your bit to this, as get your DM inspiration?
Well, Miz basically went back to the to I guess collect payment or report back with Jess and everyone else in the crew, and he just reported that everyone in the party has committed murder. For good purpose though. We were attacked. Specifically Zaroka. That's what Miz said. I don't know if Jess bought it, but maybe not. And yeah, and then Miz was able to see an old friend, personally for him, an old friend at the end, a dwarf. So that was nice.
Yeah, and he was able to give you some more information about different things. Whether or not you share those or ponder on it is up to you. Ian, did I ever send you a thing besides the recap?
Yeah, you sent me some stuff about you sent me the dream, my dream, and some and the person that I may have run into momentarily. Yeah.
So, everyone was sent a dream that they had, or something like a dream because, elves don't technically fully sleep like humans do. And, 3 out of 4 of you are elves
And it explains why elves are such freaks.
Yeah, well, so like if you read the descriptions somewhere on the elves, it's like during their nightly trance or whatever, they can kind of like you can train yourself to like dream like other people do. So
Yeah.
I was kind of playing off that. I was like, have a
I-
just a crumb of railroading.
I'm just saying I love sleeping. So like elves are weird.
I've got too much.
That's why I nap. The executive dysfunction kicks in, and I'm like, got a lot to do. Better nap. But yes, so one more crumb of railroading. We're gonna say you all were summoned for your next mission. You all had a day off, but you all get there early so that you can fill Xander in on what he missed during his boop. So that's my last little bit of railroading for now. So we'll say y'all are you can be in the tavern if you prefer, but I kind of just randomly popped you into the lobby of the guild HQ. Up to you if you want to shift elsewhere. If you would have met somewhere else, I can come up with something.
I vaguely remember Kalen bringing Miz his morning cup of energy. Yeah, because that's how I came up with the idea of the permanent, the everlasting coffee carafe. Because it's just like I just need more coffee, and you're all really dumb.
Oh yeah, I told everyone to give me their ideas for a fun item. So I'm letting you have the everlasting coffee thermos. So at some point, everyone else is going to get some kind of similar item that is out of combat for funsies. Literally just for funsies. But that would have been on your day off. So I let y'all have a day of downtime, and now it is technically 2 days after the previous mission, and you've all got the little signal of, hey, come in on this day. But you got up early so you could fill in Xander with stuff. Okay. So would you all have met up in the HQ? Would you have met up in the tavern? I'm gonna let y'all decide.
I think we would all just meet up in the atrium, right?
Like the guild lobby? I've never called it an atrium. Is it an
Sorry,
atrium? What is the difference between a lobby and an atrium?
The ceiling. I think an atrium implies like there's like an overhead like. No, I just so happened to be for some reason my mind kicked in because we were talking about cosplay things earlier, and it's about to be con season, and always being able to recognize the Dragon Con floor, and that's the atrium.
Yeah, so a atrium is a central room or space in ancient Roman homes, open to the sky in the middle, or a similar
Oh.
space in other buildings. Square hall lit by daylight from above, into which rooms open at one or more levels. So the lobby is not an atrium.
Yeah, I love how I just threw that out. There's like the ceiling, I think, but yeah, article enough.
Yeah.
I was correct.
So you all would know kind of above. So like there's the stairs that go up, and kind of there would be more like conference rooms and stuff technically above the lobby. I don't know. I guess you would have noticed probably how high is everyone's passive perception?
Oh,
14.
12.
yeah,
12.
14.
Oh, well then you would. It's just going to be a fun little aside, but it's fine. Your characters, I'll tell you as players, but your characters might not notice. The space taken up by conference rooms and offices upstairs don't quite match the space that is actually upstairs. Like there's gaps where there should be another office or another room, and there's just nothing. But the guild is the guild. Your characters didn't notice.
Timey
Like,
wimey stuff.
maybe it's a supply closet that you access through another office. You haven't been in there, like a counting office or some shit probably connects to it. You don't know. But yeah. So, you all go and fill in Xander. You're in the lobby. Henga is kind of keeping half an eye on you, just sipping her coffee at her desk. making sure you're not fucking up anything. Who wants to start telling Xander what's going on?
Hello, my friends. You would not believe the shit I had last night.
And Kaylin is just going to drink from her tankard thermos and just. So that is how we're going to start today. Okay.
I actually hired a guy to paint a picture of it. It was quite impressive.
Oh my gosh.
And this is
Picture.
just like, okay. I'm glad that you did not fall in? Question mark.
Oh no, I fell in.
I think it's just like stunned silence. Like, okay. And Kaylin is
Xander's
just
just
going.
got a.
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, Xander's just got this like big smile on his face as he's just looking at all y'all within the silence, this awkward ass, just like. So how we doing?
And Kayla's just kind of look at Zeroka and just go, "You can say a lot of things about me, but I don't believe I am that crude."
Wait. I'm a little confused.
That was directed to Zeroka.
Wait, why?
Because he's generally the one who's bitching about being rude. He's the one who's always so proper and hence the, you can say a lot.
Do that.
So fancy and proper and you're welcome.
So Zeroka just kind of just perches his eye up, and he kind of takes it as like, oh, she's being herself again.
So we turned stuff in yesterday. We made I'm gonna turn this into a thing now. We made Guild Daddy very, very frustrated. Abby's face is just chef's kiss. Yes, I'm turning that into a thing now. He is Guild Daddy.
Nobody has ever called Golomov Guild Daddy.
How big is he?
He's a Loxodon, so he's I think I put him at like 7'4".
So he's like muscular.
So
And-
he's not super ripped as far as Loxodon go because he is a wizard, but he is
Okay.
not a pushover and he's not skinny by any means. You know, Loxodons are kind of just built naturally.
So he's not really a guild daddy. He's more like a guild, I don't know, stepdad or something.
More like a guild papa.
Oh
Guild
god.
papa.
I mean, he's got, I would say, the Loxodon version of a good dad bod. You know, he hasn't gotten out of the field a lot, but Loxodon are pretty strong, so, you know, he's getting up there in age. Guild Dilf? I don't know.
No, because I would not want to fuck him. But no, we're just calling him Guild Daddy.
Speak for yourself.
Guild Daddy. Okay.
Hence, yes, no, bitch. We're making this a thing. I call him the Guild Daddy now.
Okay.
I love. See, how's it feel, Abby? I get to turn it around now.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, continue. You disappointed Guild Daddy.
Yes, Guild Daddy was. Oh, Guild Daddy was very disappointed in us when we told him what happened. We got paid. I don't know where your share is. And there's apparently a group that was involved with those shenanigans. And we were told to effectively not run into them if given the ability to do so.
So that means we're gonna go like specifically after them, right?
No, that means very legitimately that we're not going to go deal with them.
I got you. Not go after them. He says, like raising his eyebrows, like, yeah, not gonna go after them. Wink, wink. Got you. Got it.
No. We are very legitimately not going to go after them.
No. I hear. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. We're not with Kalen. We're not gonna go after him. Got it. Yeah. Got it.
I am very much not trying to. There is no subtext. We are
Of course you're not.
Okay. Correction. Here's something better. I am not going after them. If you
Of
go and do
course, you're
that,
not going
that's
after them. Yeah.
I'm going to kill you where you sleep. And she just kind of shakes her head and is like, no. No, no, no. And considering Zoroka is himself, Kayla is also going to add, and Zoroka is a big murderer. So that is something that we learned yesterday.
This is news.
Apparently.
Oh, well, sounds like y'all had an eventful time, while I also had an eventful time.
Ours was a little bit less messy than yours.
Who knows? Maybe. Depends on your definition for messy.
We didn't fall in.
I should clarify. It's not that I fell in. It's that, never mind. Anyway. So we're here for we got a new mission. We're gonna go do some more murdering, or what? What's going on?
Well, we got the summons, and they assume our most glorious lady will direct us upstairs when it is time for us to go figure out what the fuck happened.
All right.
Unless anybody else has something to add.
Miz is not going to participate in this conversation that he's hearing. It's just not.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all are ready, Hanga just kind of motions for the stairs. Takes a long sip of her coffee, just kind of making eye contact with each of you, just dragging it out, and then finally says, "Conference room."
Thank you, Hanga. Love you, Hanga.
My dear Hinga, were the janitors able to clean up that mess in the bathroom? I hope so.
I chose not to deal with that, so they probably got some magic going on, because I don't think other methods would have worked.
Understood. Well, I'm glad they probably got it resolved then. That's good.
You should probably consider changing your diet a little bit.
Not a chance.
Use some other toilet. Kind of like
Not a
waves you away. You're not making yourself any more popular. All right, you all head up to the conference room. As you get up to the conference room, let's see. You see Golomov sitting at the head of the table, but you also see kind of just opposite of him on his left side, on the other side of the table, there is a kobold. He is kind of bug-eyed. As you came in, he was kind of excitedly examining a dagger in front of him on the table. And then when you all walk in, he kind of realizes you're there and jumps a little bit. Kind of jumps off of the chair and onto his feet with, his head barely above table level, because kobolds are like 3 feet tall. But he's still kind of holding the dagger, not threatening, but not putting it down. And Golomov just was like, calm down. This is the group that is going to help. Let me pop in the in-game chat what this kobold looks like.
Oh, Abby, you are so fucking right.
Wow.
Grab this fucking thing. Bad.
It took a second. I thought like the bottom of the tip of his nose thing was like just his stupid tongue just sticking out.
No,
Oh,
but just look at those bug eyes. He's seen something.
This fucking twitchy motherfucker.
So I would like everyone to make a quick nature check, actually.
I don't know why he looks so goofy to me for some
Oh
reason.
my fucking
Yes,
god.
that's why I love him, because he looks like that. I found that art and I had to use it.
21.
You said a nature check, right?
Yeah.
He
21 for
looks
Caleb.
he looks like Scrat from Ice Age.
Natural 20.
Oh, this fucking guy.
Same energy. It's going to be great.
We're making a walkout nature, you said?
Yeah, everyone that got 15 or higher, you would notice pretty quickly. So he looks like, based off the color of his scales, he's got black charcoalish horns, scales. Looks like he would be a black kobold just based off of his coloring. But you look a little bit closer, and black dragons and kobolds, their horns kind of curve around forward, pointing a little bit more towards their nose or wherever they're looking. His point backwards and aren't perfectly straight. And then you notice the little frill on either side of his cheekbones, and especially, like, I think with the 15, Miz doesn't realize it immediately, but Zaroka and Kaylin, you rolled a 24 and 21. He's a bronze kobold, or was at some point bronze. Looks charred now, kind of, maybe. I mean, he doesn't look like he's not covered in scars or anything, but he looks like he should be a bronze kobold, but he is indeed blackened, maybe. And this kobold just stares at you and narrows his massive bug eyes. But as big as they are, his eyelids don't really close that much, and he slowly puts the dagger back on the table but doesn't get back into his seat, and Golomov just motions for you all to take a seat and says, "Good morning, everyone. This," and he motions to the kobold, "is Darn." And he uses his mage hand to gently close the conference room door behind you. Darn kind of eyes you all suspiciously as he climbs back into his chair, and he kind of has to crouch more than he can sit so that his head and chin are, well above table level.
Kaylin just sits directly across from him, completely and utterly unbothered.
Yeah, how's everyone's reaction to this little kobold in front of you?
Yeah, Xander just seems like whatever. He's just like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you, Darn. Hey, Guild Daddy, how you doing?"
Could I roll a history check to see if I've met a creature similar to this before?
Yeah, give me a history check. But does Xander actually call him Guild Daddy?
Yeah, sure.
With the history check, you've met a bunch of kobolds. So kobolds, like I was kind of talking about pre-game, there's not really in this world much racism. Kobolds are not considered evil. They have their own cultural quirks and stuff, but there's plenty of kobolds that are productive members of society, and nobody judges them for being a kobold. If anything, they're already making accommodations for gnomes and other people and creatures of similar stature, so it's not really a big deal to have kobolds around. You've never fucking met a kobold that physically has the biology of one color, but the scale color of a different type of kobold. This is a first. You've never even heard of this being a thing. Golomov kind of looks at Xander, not sure what to think of this title that you have just given him, and he kind of just
Wait, did I say something wrong? I thought that was. He looks over at Kayla. I thought that's what we were calling him now. That's what you called him earlier, right?
Yes, but I am not so crass to call him that to his face.
Oh, come on, y'all gotta tell me this. You start calling him something new. I gotta know if that's like a inside thing or an outside thing. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Sorry. Apparently, that's just what we call you to each other.
I mean, I've also been with the guild for a couple of years now, so one would think that you wouldn't call somebody daddy to his face.
I don't know. I thought maybe we got a lot closer past night or something. I don't know. I was gone. All right. I just thought. Again, sorry.
Golomov just slowly leans back in his chair, kind of rubbing his temple a little bit, like the start of his day is going not how he expected it. It takes a moment and then says,
Well, that aside, which should be kept aside permanently, Darn has a mission for you this morning. Darn, would you like to explain?
You see Darn kind of jump back up again, and his eyes getting wide, and now he's like standing on his chair, kind of like leaning over the table a little bit, and says, "Yes, I need help. There are 2 dragons, yeah, little baby dragons. See, there are some kobolds in Shimmershore, and I trade with them, but somehow they got 2 baby dragons, and they're keeping them. They're kind of crazy guys. I think the dragons are gods or something, but I know better. Pretty sure they're just dragons, little baby ones, and the baby dragons don't want to be there. But these kobolds, they're nuts. They're just nuts." He's kind of just gesticulating the entire time that he's talking.
We're going to insight check his backside, please and thank.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Kalen is making well, if he's here, that means that Golomov is like believing this at the very least, but insight is going to be 17.
He seems passionate about helping these baby dragons that he has found with these crazy kobolds. His wide-eyed, unblinking stare as he makes eye contact with each of you as he is talking. He wants your help real bad to help these baby dragons. You don't detect any trickery afoot.
I feel like he's able to make eye contact with like 2 of us at once.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He kind of turns
Like 2 of us
his head
on
at
like
a little certain
on
angle.
separate sides of the table, like.
And you see Golomov is just kind of slowly nodding as Darn is talking, and he seems Golomov's on board with this.
So Kalen's just going to lean back and, do you have any further details on these kobolds that are crazy, as you say? Their numbers, what kind of facilities they have, that type of thing.
Oh, yeah. So, they have, they don't have a big bunch of caves or anything. Like, they more recently moved into their current little lair. It's, handful of caves. They don't have that much set up yet. But basically, they think that these dragons are gods, but, they're babies right now. So if they protect them long enough, when the babies get big and become big gods, they'll protect the kobolds in return. So basically their plan is to keep them prisoners until they're adults. And the baby dragons not keen on that, kind of they want to be not prisoners. But these guys are kind of crazy, I kind of tried to explain to them, I was there trying to buy and sell different stuff because that's what I do, but they didn't like that I wanted them to release the baby dragons, so they kind of chased me out. And I came here because I know the guild helps imprison creatures sometimes, and I was hoping, he looks at Golomov, helper lady would be here, but apparently she's not. Golomov just sighs and says,
Yes, I already told you Jess is on another mission. I will continue to try to contact her, but she is not answering right.
Darn stares at him for a moment and then looks at each of you and then kind of dramatically slams his claws on the table and makes bug-eyed contact with each of you. Are you as good as helper lady? I need someone as good as helper lady at least.
Does Caitlin get the impression that he actually used to be a part of the kobold group?
You notice he has bronze kobold physiology. He mentioned Shimmer Shore, which is where the bronze dragons lived. So it's kind of like if there's going to be a big group of kobolds away from the rest of society, they're going to tend to gather in their preferred climate. So you're going to get a bunch of bronze kobolds in Shimmer Shore, that sort of thing, sticking to their respective areas. Like white kobolds up north and all of that. He may or may not be, but he just said that they chased him out, and Golomov seems to be on the same page.
We are, in fact, as good as Helper Lady. And since Golomov has summoned us, I do believe we will be assisting you in this matter.
What's everyone else doing? Because he's going to stare down each one of you until he gets an answer that he wants from all of you.
Xander will just be like, I do believe that the four of us are equal in the sum of our parts to Jess, yes.
Zeroka looks at Miz, and he kind of whispers to Miz. And he says, Miz, I know you like money. Quick question. How much do you want if you kill this thing after the mission?
No.
I'm gonna need a stealth check for trying to not. You're all in the same fucking room.
I have, what's it called, actually? I think I do.
Or are you using message or something?
Yeah, let me see. I think I have message.
Don't you still have to speak the message?
I feel like you still have to whisper.
So whisper. Yeah, I'll do a stealth check.
Okay. You are able to whisper just quietly that Ms. can hear, but barely. Like, it is just quiet enough only he can hear. Though you do see Golomov's ears move, but he doesn't seem to hear what you said.
Can the rest of us make perception checks?
Sure. Beat that 21.
I mean, I did roll a natural 20.
Oh, no.
That's the reason.
Okay, but what's the grand total?
24.
I'm gonna give, because he's being so careful, you caught some of it, but I'm not gonna give you all of it, because he was being very, very careful with the 21. So you hear him ask Ms. about liking money and something about after the mission. I'm not gonna give you the whole thing.
That's fine.
20s are not auto. I don't want to say 20s
I know.
are auto wins, especially against other players.
Unless there's a TP or PvP.
Yeah. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
So it's like Kaylin's eyes just like shift for a second and then just like.
Well, Miz is not actually gonna say anything. He just looks at Zeroka, just kind of nods, and just turns back around. But he heard what he said. He's just not gonna, respond back.
And Zeroka nods back and.
Darn kind of is suspiciously looking at Zeroka now and says, all right, all of you, as long as you're sure that you're good at this, because I'm not going to go in there and fight my own people or anything, because, bronze kobolds, we got to stick together. But I can't ignore this injustice. I will show you the hideout, but I'm not going to be able to go in there. And I am honestly betraying them enough as it is, just taking you there. But they are nuts. And he kind of slams his claw on the table for emphasis. Golomov just kind of sighs and looks at the table where there's now little scuffs from his claws smashing into the table.
Yes, so you will be accompanying Darn to this kobold lair and trying to get the baby dragons out without killing all of the kobolds. I believe they are potentially just misguided, and if we can get away with no bloodshed, that would be preferred. Though your team does not specialize in negotiations, but you understand that we cannot bring in additional teams because of the circumstances.
Query. Sure, but how do we get the dragons to?
I will get in touch with the sanctuary, and if we do not get in touch with Jess in time, we will see what we can do. I believe Gran is probably already aware of the situation, and I suppose either her or Lenora will come and fetch the dragons themselves.
You see one of his eyes kind of twitches just a little bit, and he says, "Okay, but Helper Lady is coming later, right? Because I trust Helper Lady, but I only just met all of these tall pink people, so I don't know if I trust them yet." And Golomov
Kaylin is
just
not pink.
to darn, he's kind of generalizing. You fall under the tall category to someone who is 3 feet tall. And he says, "Yes, I promise I will send Jess as soon as she is available. If you can trust Jess, then you can trust these people. They also know Jess." Darn's eye kind of twitches again, and he stares you down, and then he looks at Kaylin for a moment and says, "I suppose you look the most like Helper Lady. I trust you to keep everyone else in line. Got it?"
She literally just kind of
Terrible
snorts
choice,
out
really.
loud. She just snorts out loud and is just like, okay. Also, do you know what color the dragons were?
Oh, they were bronze. I mean, it's Shimmer Shore. So it would be real, like, okay, just dragons being there, weird. If it was anything but a bronze dragon in Shimmer Shore, even weirder. And, I wouldn't have believed me if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. But, they're bronze, so that kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't know why they're there, because, haven't been dragons 250 years or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't read history books. But, I just don't like the idea of one creature keeping another creature in prison, and I think it's wrong, and we need to go rectify this injustice.
Only if we can have spaghetti. Sure.
Okay, his thing about not wanting to like keep enslaved other creatures and stuff. That's the one sentence I'm finally like, okay, I'm on an insight on this guy now.
Okay. Hit me with that insight, anyone who wants to.
16.
16. He's fucking passionate about this. This is an injustice that he wants to fix. He is animated about it. He is looking people in the, big old bug eyes looking right at you, just ready to go. He wants to help these little baby dragons, as far as you can tell. If he has something else, deeper than that, he is real fucking good at hiding it, and you're not sure this twitchy little fucker would be good at not blurting things out. And he looks back at Kaylin and says, "All right, you keep the rest of the not helper ladies in check, and let's go." And he kind of jumps up from his chair and shoves the dagger, which to him is kind of like, it's a big enough dagger that it's almost sword size compared to the rest of his body size. Kind of shoves it into the waistband of his clothes and hurries out of the conference room, kind of leading the way for you all. And Golomov is just like,
The Shimmer Shore Guild HQ will have a wagon waiting. Just let them know that I sent you, and you'll be good to go.
Cheers, boss dude. We will, in fact, do our best. Try to resolve this peacefully, I guess.
it would have a negative impact on the guild were this to go south. And it looks like we sent a bunch of adventurers to just clear out a kobold settlement. So I trust you to resolve this as peacefully as possible.
Sure.
I know what I'm asking. I know what I'm asking.
Kaylin's just gonna get up and just be like, considering the last time, okay, I guess we're going. Come on, not helper ladies. I guess we've got some dragons to go steal, apparently.
Seems like it.
Let
It
go.
is. Yeah. So I did put more items in Quest Buy, so you would have time to pop in there if you really want to.
There are a few I would like, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of make it through the city. He does pull out a little cloak to kind of protect himself from the sun, but does not mind popping into Quest Buy with you and kind of looking at all the goods. He's keeping his hands to himself though, and nothing that you can see is being stolen by him. He's just kind of looking. What items is everyone getting, if any?
I'm not buying anything right now.
Kalen's a poor.
I'm gonna take the Ring of Wardrobe, and since I didn't get to get anything from the last game, can I still get stuff from the previous one?
Yeah, so everything in Quest Buy is always available unless I have said something about it being a limited stock. Later, I will be doing clearance items, and those will have a limit to them. Sometimes there will only be one because there's something wrong with the item, and that's why it's on clearance now. Is it always going to work properly? Maybe. But
Cool.
consider the rest to be almost infinite.
All right, so I want the Ring of Wardrobe from this one, and I want all three of them from the last one.
Okay.
And I don't know if I ever saw it, but I would also like to do Liera's Glance from the one before that, and that's it.
You got it. What was the reward from last week? Did I send that to you? What it was supposed to be? Okay,
did.
good. Yeah. So, Ring of Wardrobe. You may store up to 25 sets of clothing within this ring. As an action, the wearer of the ring can change into a set of clothing stored within the ring. The ring magic cleans and repairs within reason any stored clothing within it. The wearer can also use an action to add an item of clothing or other repairs to the ring's wardrobe. And then we already did so you do the Identifying Lens, Hat of Endless Rocks, and Band of Fallen Leaves.
Correct.
And then Lyra's Glance is a small glass vial of eye drops that permanently changes the eye color of the user. This vial has 4 charges and regains 1d4 charges each day at dusk.
Yep, that's right.
All right. Anyone else get anything?
I don't think. Does Xander know that he was given? Does Ian know that we were given 150 gold for the last?
Yeah,
mission?
that's what she was saying. She
Okay.
she sent me the reward. Yeah.
So you get that. Everyone else is kind of doing their thing. Unless anyone else wants anything, you hit the road with your new traveling companion, Darn the Kobold. I love him.
Darn the kobold. Okay.
So there is a name generator for most races in D&D, including kobolds. And I use the name generator, and Darn is actually a usable kobold name based on their how they name kobolds, which I thought was hilarious. And then I saw the art for Darn, and I was like, "Yep, this is Darn now." So you all head to the capital city of Shimmershore, which is it? Hold on, is it supposed to be Shimmershore or was it a different one? Because my notes are now saying different things. Yes, it is Shimmershore. My notes for some reason said Misthold somewhere. But the capital is called Roseport. And you're able to pop over to the HQ there and quickly get a nice little covered wagon. It's somewhere between a carriage and a covered wagon as far as comfort goes. There are seats in it that are simple, with a little bit of padding and not uncomfortable, and it's a pretty smooth ride. Darn sits inside of it so that he is in the shade and kind of at the front so he can direct you as you are heading out. Kind of keeping a space from everyone except for Kaylin. He doesn't mind being slightly closer to, but slightly closer means still at least a foot of space at all time.
Which is fine with her.
Yeah.
Darn, question.
Yeah.
So, obviously, there. Do you know where they keep and how they keep?
Yeah. So you kind of go in, and then you go left, and then a right, and then a left, and then that goes left, and then there's this area, but it's past that area. You gotta go up, and then to the left, and that's where they are.
It's a lot of lefts.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Let me plot this out here. Nope, we're gonna write that down. Try that again. You said you go in.
Gotta go in, and then you curve to the left, then you go to the right, and then at the fork, you gotta go left. And then that curves left, and another left, and then that curves right, and there's an area. And then you go up from there, kind of to your right. Then you go left. Gotta watch for the log, though.
The log, yes.
There's the log.
The log.
The log.
Capitalized, of course.
Probably have the log set up.
There's a little TM at the end of log as well.
The log, TM, yeah. All of you had pretty good nature checks earlier. Kobolds love their traps.
Okay, hold on.
Kobolds
So, all
fucking love traps.
right, let me make sure that I've got these directions. So we go left, then we go right, then we go left, and then we go left some more, and then we continue curving left, and at the fork we go right, and then when you get to the area, go up and then to the right, and then around the corner to the left, and then watch for logs.
Yeah, that works. It's pretty linear once you get in there. I mean, just don't take the right at the fork, because, like, that's just a different area. The dragons aren't in there. And, you know, you've got, after that big area, you gotta go left, because that's where the dragons are. If you keep going, Snorky might get you.
Wait,
I don't know if he's on duty today.
wait. Are you fucking with me, Abby? Or this is what he's actually saying? Because you said go right at the fork and then go up and to the right.
No, go
after the
left at the
area.
fork.
There we
So
go.
you go in kind of like an S shape almost, and then there's a fork, and you go left, and then kind of around. It'll make sense once you're in there. I promise. I'm staring at the map.
He tells us all of this, then we get there. It's just one big open area. Like there's no lefts or rights. It's just one big open area.
No, he seems to be very earnest with what he is saying. Like he wants to help you.
He's like, if you see the man in the yellow poncho, you've gone too far. Turn around, come back.
Yeah, no, you don't want to mess with the guy in the yellow poncho.
Should I?
Hold on, who's the one in? Hang on. Yeah, so that's Nikta. He can be a little crabby sometimes. Snorky, you don't want to mess with Snorky. He gets pretty stabby. So,
Which of these kobolds do we want to mess with?
Gix can be okay. Obo, if he's awake, he does like to nap a lot.
Mood.
Really, what you're gonna want to do is get in touch with the chief, Orto, and
Gotcha.
yeah, so him and Nodru, their shaman. That's who you want to like negotiate with. And I cannot stress enough. I know some adventurers like to go in, swinging swords all over the place, but these are clients of mine, and also I think if we just remove the dragons, they're little nuts, but their little obsessions will go elsewhere, and then they'll be fine. They never bother anyone. This is the first time. Like they've always been kind of nuts, but this is the first time they've done anything that has affected anyone else in a negative way. Honestly, which is kobolds like to get in trouble sometimes, but like usually it's harmless stuff. But be careful. Snorky likes to stab. Just remember that.
Snorky stabs.
Snorky likes to stab.
Is there anything that they will? Because obviously, if we're going, like, as a proper business person, you also know the power of having something that your client wants, and they are willing to let go of anything for it. So, what would they want to let go of something as dragons?
I mean, maybe some magic items and stuff. I don't know. I kind of assumed Golomov would send you with something. Also, supposed to be smart people, right? They wouldn't send me with stupid people, so I kind of figured we would figure it out on the way, because we got another hour of riding.
No boy.
Well, hence why I'm asking about what to bring. That is important. Having the thing that your client wants. All right.
What if I pretended to be like a dragon messiah?
Oh, please try that, because I helmed this nonsense last time. 100%. If you want to go be a dragon messiah, boo boo, you go be a dragon messiah.
Be like, my children, this is not the proper way to care for dragon.
I mean, do you have illusions? Because, kobolds are really smart. So I think you're going to have a difficult time tricking them. But if you have, some really good illusions or something,
you do
you
have the
might
voice
be able to trick them.
I have voice changing lip balm. I can change my eye color with that other stuff I got. I can change my hair. I can change my outfit. I can change everything.
I mean, then all you need to do is be very, very good at them that you walk the world in this form to protect yourself.
See, yeah, you're understanding my plan 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You mean I'm not in charge of when things go wrong this time? Let's go.
My friends, what do y'all think? I say, looking at Miz and Zeroka.
Miz just kind of looks at you and says, "Well, I mean, you really love you love dragons. You talk about them a lot, so kind of your character. So go for it."
Exactly.
Is that okay?
Well, I'm not hearing any other ideas, so let's go with that.
okay, but like I said, kobolds are pretty smart, so you might want a backup plan.
Oh, the backup
I've
plan
got a backup plan.
while this is happening, the other part of the party can go, break the dragons out. I don't know.
Oh yeah, distract them. If you can get them somewhere away from the dragons. The rest of you, are you sneaky? Can you sneak in there? Because you'll need to be able to get them out. They got chains and stuff on their necks, which is how they're keeping actual dragons chained up. But I mean, they're actually pretty small, and he kind of, for him, it's his arms spread all the way wide, but he's making it seem like they are approximately similar size to the baby green dragons that you would already see. So the size of a medium dog or so.
Well, before Kaylin forgets, she's going to kind of promptly hide her guild symbol, what have you. So it's like, no, I'm not. We're not here as parts of the guild. When this inevitably goes to hell in a hand, when they eventually goes to hell in a handbasket, it's like, no, I ain't a part of no guild. I'm just a mercenary.
Guild.
So, Zaroka, do you have any insights, any assistance, any preferences? You've been too quiet, and I get suspicious of that.
Zorka looked and he says, "Not at the moment."
Head empty. Got it.
Darn kind of leans a little bit closer to Kaylin and kind of whispered, "Are you sure we can trust all of them? They seem kind of shady. You're the least pink of all of these more pink tall people, so I feel like I can trust you more than them, because they're definitely taller, and I don't know how much I trust tall people, except Helper Lady. I can trust her, but I don't know about the rest of them."
Is he saying this where we can all hear it?
Let me roll and see how loud he's being, because he's trying to whisper, but Darn is something.
Darn.
He's scrat. I got you.
Yeah, so who would have been sitting the closest to Kaylin and Darn?
I would say Xander's probably up front, but I don't know.
I guess I would say Miz, maybe. I don't know. I feel like he kind of does sit usually next to Kaylin, so I don't know.
It's like being in a high school cafeteria. You just sit with the people that you know and call it good.
Yeah, so Ms. absolutely would hear this. I think Xander would have caught bits and pieces of that, and Zeroka probably caught some bits and pieces. Especially with one bug eye trained on Zeroka. Very obviously talking about Zeroka.
It's fine.
And
Kaylin just promptly, I know they seem like a shady bunch, because they are a shady bunch. However, you can trust that they will do what is in their power to complete this mission in its entirety, which means saving the dragon. And she is being 100% honest. The amount of murder that it takes to get to that point is not a part of this conversation. We are all going to
and-
do what it takes to finish the mission and save the dragons.
and Xander will just be like, well, he will say something along the lines of like, "Trust, my friend. The dragon's fate is my number one priority." But he will say that in Draconic.
He kind of narrows one of his little bug eyes as he looks at Xander and then slowly gives a nod of acknowledgement.
He is a bit of a dragon fanboy, so believe me when I say he is looking forward to meeting these dragons and saying hi to them. So he is going to do what it takes to get them free. She's
All right.
being very, very deliberate with her wording.
I don't know if you are as determined to rescue people as Helper Lady was with me, but I guess I don't really have much of a choice except to try to trust you. But, like I said, non-violent, because they're very valuable clients. They came into a bunch of money recently, and, I would like to continue to have access to that through the trades, weapons, and I'm going to be honest, I trade a lot of weapons to them.
Let's back up there a little bit, Darn. So how did Jess rescue you?
Oh, well, Helper Lady, that's kind of how I met her. It was me and a couple other people, but, she got me, my friends out of, it was like this weird big show thing with an arena, and we've had to fight these awful people and creatures.
Like a
but
gladiators type pit type thing. I got you.
yeah, but like shittier. And none of us wanted to be there. And the lights were bright. There was fire. And I barely survived. I was pretty sure I was actually going to die. And then Helper Lady showed up. That's how I look like this. And he kind of like motions to himself. When I tell you there was a lot of fire, there was a lot of fire. Okay? Seen some stuff. But I wear these burns with pride. I've lived through more than most kobolds do, and, Helper Lady has her burns and all of that, and I knew I could trust her because she said the same people had burned her, and I saw the scars, so, everyone got out alive. But, she had the potions and everything, which taste gross. I don't know if you've ever had a healing potion. Nasty. I don't know how you pink people like those. It was gross. But
anybody who can see Xander's face, he is clearly taking notes about everything that's being said right now.
I am literally writing it down now.
Putting that all back in the old mental archives.
But I don't know. I believe Helper Lady. She says that she does help people and creatures who need help. And I saw her do it. She does have real scary, really big dog, but turns out it's actually pretty nice, and tracked down everybody else that was still kind of hidden away, and everybody got out alive. So, the results speak for themselves, and that's why I wanted Helper Lady here, because I wanted to get the dragons out alive. Because, they're babies. Who doesn't want to go rescue little dragon babies? They didn't do anything wrong, That's why I went to the guild, because I knew I could trust the guild and Helper Lady, but, she's not here, so I guess I'm going to have to trust you all. He kind of looks at each of you with his big old bug eyes.
Like I said, you will trust us that we will do the job, and the dragons will go.
Aye.
Ironically enough, we're decently good at getting out of bad places safe. And she very specifically says creatures. She does not intimate that there have been other dragons. She specifically says other creatures, and we have done this before, because we have. Kaylin is talking with a lot of layers of double talk. She's like technically not lying at any given point, but she's just curving the truth a little.
His bug eyes kind of stare into Kalen's soul for a moment as he asks, "How do you know Helper Lady?"
We're all a part of the guild. We have helped her before. When Helper Lady is generally away on something else, they send in us to evaluate and get the creatures to where they need to be, so Helper Lady can do what Helper Lady does.
He kind of looks you up and down, then looks at the rest of you and is kind of like, only half of you look like the kind of people that usually help Jess. Or Helper Lady, but I mean, I guess maybe she's branching out into new types of people.
You see, the guild is
she's not. She doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, the guild is a melting pot of different types of people from different cultures and different backgrounds. So you have to understand, the groups that may end up going to be sent to, Helper Lady might be different than the ones you're used to seeing sometimes.
Yeah, she usually has like sneaky looking people, but they're all nice in the end, Usually a lot more weapons than I'm seeing on you.
Perhaps we're so sneaky that you can't tell we're sneaky.
Well, I mean, she does have people like that too, but I guess you're right. It's a mix of people. And if, Elephant Man said I could trust you.
Guild Daddy.
Yes, I could trust you.
That's what we call him now.
You don't look like his son, though.
Trust me, he loves it. He didn't act like he did earlier, but trust me, loves it.
Darn just kind of like leans closer to Xander, kind of like eyeballing him, like looking up and down. And he's like, I don't see the resemblance. You don't look like he's your dad at all.
Again, maybe that's just how sneaky I am.
No. Think you don't look like Elephant Man, like, at all.
You know what? I'm just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna cast Disguise Self and immediately transform into a Loxodon.
He jumps back with surprising speed, and his dagger is already out. He's like, "You can't do that without telling me, or you're gonna get stabbed, and it won't even be my fault because you didn't warn me."
But what do we think now?
I think maybe you're sneaky enough that Helper Lady would use you for things.
And he lets it fade. Just goes back to being Zen.
Okay. All right.
That was a level 1 spell slot I wasted for that.
I'm gonna, because that was purely flavor, we'll pretend.
Alright, cool.
I'm not gonna make you waste that. It was flavor purely. You're on the road. You're chilling long enough because you got another hour or so of writing. I know rogues don't get back spells on short rests, but that was for funsies. As you are all continuing, this is about the point where you are coming up to a fork in the road, and the horse pulling your carriage seems to get kind of nervous, and you hear weird sounds coming from way ahead of you. You hear the echo of like a barking, laughing sound. You hear the breaking of like wood splintering. And it sounds like up ahead near this fork in the road, there is some kind of ruckus going on. What would you like to do? You do not see what it is yet. There are trees along this path that you are on, and trees kind of blocking your view. But you can definitely hear something going on, and the horse seems a little upset. What?
Out of character, I know immediately what I suspect when I hear barking, laughing noise.
Yeah.
But
if y'all want to make another nature check, I don't know. It's nature check o'clock.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I have a +4 in that. Maybe I'll roll well. Nope.
Oh no! Everyone else can make a nature check.
No, I'll
Major
inspiration
technical.
that. Fuck it. I don't. I've been rolling shitty. I'm gonna try again.
Okay, if that's what you want to use it.
16.
16.
That's better.
Oh yeah. Did anyone else want to try to guess, or are we just leaving it to Xander as the? I guess he would be driving the carriage technically, because someone would need to be sitting up front driving the carriage. Darn
I did
is
say I was up
directing
front,
you.
so that's fine.
I'll do it. I'll do nature check. Why
Okay.
not?
Nice.
19. The moment you hear that whoop, 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 whoop sound, you immediately notice. You've heard this before. You are not, fresh-faced newbie adventurers that have never been in the wilderness before. These are gnolls. Absolutely. 100%. That hyena-like laugh that is kind of echoing through this area that you're in, kind of you're in a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a valley, so there's the echoes of it.
I just hope somebody picks up that phone. Because I fucking called it.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ms. and Xander, you immediately recognize the sound of gnolls, and based off of the echoing other sounds of no weapons clanging, but things breaking, general shuffling around, it sounds like you might be coming up on something or someone that they have already raided.
We've got Knowles coming up. Xander will say back to the rest of the group. If we're not going to get to fight, he'll kind of like whisper under his breath. He's like, if we're not going to get to fight any kobolds today, at least we get to fight some Gnoll. And Xander will continue taking the cart that direction until anybody says anything otherwise, but is already drawn his weapon.
I'm going to move you to the map. So the map only goes back so far. You are there in that bottom left corner. So you see that there is a fork in the road, some trees on either side of you, a handful of trees kind of blocking your direct line of sight into what you can kind of see between some of the trees and underbrush. There looks to be like a little rest stop-esque clearing area that this fork is kind of encircling, kind of split around, with some more trees on either side, and a little creek way down to your right. But you also see gnolls that have not noticed you yet, as your horse is getting a little spooked, slowing down. The carriage wagon is not making as much noise, as your horse is kind of like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Seeing we're as close as we are, Xander will like pull the horse off the trail to kind of towards the left, like underneath the trees almost.
Yeah, like way back over there.
Yeah,
On the
back
map.
here works. Back here works. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll say that I'm not forcing you to get that close as where you are on the map. That's just kind of like the bottom corner of the map that I grabbed.
Gotcha.
So we'll say you are 50, 60 feet back, and then you can kind of see through a couple parts in the trees, and over on one fork, you're able to get glimpses of what looks like an overturned carriage, or some kind of wagon. There's a whole bunch of like barrels and crates that have been smashed open and are being broken into, but there's also numerous gnolls. It's hard for you to tell from here exactly how many, but you see the people that they have killed on the ground, and they are kind of tearing them asunder, eating them, looting, that sort of
Disgusting
thing.
creatures.
Yeah. You did not get here quick enough to at least save these people, but you do hear more gnolls kind of back in a clearing area, and you can see a more upright cart of some sort back there. And you're not sure. There's only a couple gnolls over there. You're not sure if anyone's survived, because it's more of an enclosed one that doesn't look like it's been broken into. So if anyone's alive, it's going to be in that one.
Noted.
But it's up to you what you want to do. You could launch a distraction, kind of skirt this if you really wanted to. You can fight them. Looks like these gnolls got into a scrap. The people on the ground were all. None of them looked particularly weak. All of them looked like that you can see, at least from where you are, looked like they were guarding these two carriages and got their asses beat.
Xander is gonna quickly be like, anybody got a plan? Because if not, then I'm gonna go sneaky and I'm gonna start killing these things. All right, sneaky it is. And he will jump out of the carriage and start like sneaking through the woods, like these trees here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I can't put myself over here.
Yeah, you should be able to move. Everyone can see the map, right?
Yeah, I moved myself.
All right. What's everyone else doing? As Xander jumps up and gets off of your cart.
I'm gonna sneak as well. I guess. Can I sneak in this area right here or no?
Oh, you're gonna need a good stealth check. There is a gnoll over here that's mostly distracted, eating a body of what was once a woman wearing leather armor. And there is another gnoll right here that is. If anyone's gonna see you, it's gonna be this guy, as he is eviscerating the man on the ground who did have half plate armor. Didn't know how to use it apparently.
That is about the area I'm trying to go as well. Do you want me to go ahead and roll a stealth check?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some stealth checks. And then while you're rolling that, what are Kaylin and Zeroka doing?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 24 for Xander and 15 for Ms.
One thing I would like to say is, as I like come up to this like area right here to cross over, I will reach into my hat and pull out a rock, and we'll throw it like over here to make a noise as I run across.
Okay. I'm gonna give you passed, whatever. I'm gonna give Ms. advantage then on that, because you have launched a distraction.
All right. So I'll just roll one more time and see if I get a higher score.
Big money boon, I know well. Oh god.
God damn it. God damn it.
That's a
The
2.
good news is I decided before I started rolling to average out the 4 of those gnolls that might notice you, and there was a 1, a 3, and a 6 in the mix. So the 16, I'm gonna say the rock worked.
Yeah. Cool.
So you are able to get there, you believe unnoticed, as you see the one that you are the most concerned about, this one that is semi-facing where you were coming from. He kind of whips his head up, and there are entrails that he has to kind of like rub off of his face as he's looking around to see what that sound was. It's quite gross, quite bloody. Gnolls are disgusting.
Hyenas are disgusting.
Oh, absolutely. Big gross doggos.
Especially when they have a lion that's causing them to goose step to a badass song. Then they're really disgusting.
Kaylin and Zeroka, though, what are you doing? We got you see your buddies stealthing forward, and they're being stealthy as fuck.
I move the cart.
Yeah, so the cart is going to be back here, but pretend it's back farther. The map just doesn't extend that far back.
Oh, yeah.
Here. Theater of the mind. You're way back here, if that helps.
Oh.
Something like that. Pretend there's more trees.
The void has caught up to us, so no.
The void. Here, there's
I'm gonna try to go up to where Miz and them are. Actually, I'll do a stealth check.
Okay, give me a stealth check, and admire my artistic scribbles that represent
Beautiful
the
trees. Yo, that's a hell of a good stealth.
25. Hell yeah, you are light on your feet, stealthy, sneaky. The sound of the wind and the chomping of entrails and the smacking sounds that they're making, they hear nothing. Kaylin, what you got? Kyo, are you muted?
That would explain so much right now with speaking into the void.
How long were you? Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Mm. Caitlin was going, Zeroka, would you like to go be a distraction while they're going to stabinating? But with this, Caitlin's going to turn to Darn and just go, we're going to very carefully continue going with the cart. I have magic. Calm down. And we're going to be a distraction for them so that way they can get the stabinating.
Wait, you and me are gonna be distractions? Because I can be pretty sneaky.
You can go be sneaky if you like. I'm going to stay with the cart and roll forward.
I mean, if they eat the horse, that's gonna be a really long walk.
I will kill them before they get to the horse. And as she says it, her hand, her offhand flashes out, and her fancy sword appears in her, and she just lays it across her lap. We will be fine.
When the sword appears, he's like immediately dagger out at the ready. He's like, okay, you guys need to start warning me before you do magic stuff, or you're gonna get stabbed.
If you stab me, we can't help you.
No, I know I don't want to stab you, but you know, it's just a reflex. He's kind of waving the dagger around a little bit, but you know, he's a couple feet from you, so it's just kind of like, okay, well, you be the distraction, and I'll cover you. That is not the moving thing. That is a line that I drew. He kind of jumps out of the wagon, does a little tuck and roll type thing, and with a 21 to his stealth check, disappears
Nice.
into the underbrush.
He is a little sneaky guy.
He sure is.
We still have those fancy earpieces, right?
Oh yeah.
That'll help.
Yeah.
It's like, cool bitches. Cool not helper lady. I am rolling forward and I should be theoretically making enough noise to distract them, so get to murdering, yeah? And she's gonna also ready the hand crossbow since I can do that now.
Okay.
Just asking. So Miss wants to start an attack now. Am I able to sneak up and surprise this guy right here?
Probably, especially as you hear the cart moving forward. The horse is protesting. It can sense danger. So there's like a little bit of a back and forth thing there. And the gnolls are more they're distracted between some of them starting to hear like ears perking up pointing towards the direction of Kalen, and also their tasty flesh meals.
The red dots are all the gnolls, right?
Yes, I put them there so that they didn't blend into the map too bad.
Gotcha.
I would like Zeroka and Xander to both give me a perception check, though, because you would be able to kind of see it because you're a little bit further north.
19. 19.
19.
Nice. We both rolled 17s.
With your 19s, you are able to see further back this fully enclosed cart that a couple of gnolls are circling around, trying to figure out how to bust into it. And you're not sure why, like the other cart that had some goods and supplies on it, totally busted up. This one, you don't even see a scratch on it, even though they're kind of like poking at it, like there's some kind of protection on it. And you see on top of it a young man that is kind of hunkered down, shaking, looking absolutely terrified. And he's now kind of looking in the direction of the sound of Kalen. He has not seen any of you sneaky boys. But he heard the rock being thrown, and it looks like the gnolls, this carriage is much taller than them. The gnolls don't seem to know he's there. He's hiding on top of this cart.
I want to work my way up towards that direction. Like right about here, if I can still stay stealthy under the trees.
Yeah. Let me just roll for the one that's kind of sniffing around, investigating. The ones that are currently eating the corpses on the ground, that's a 3 to perception. He absolutely has no fucking idea as he's kind of circling this cart, sniffing around, kind of stabbing it here and there, trying to figure out what is going on and why he can't get into it. Seems frustrated.
I know one of them was. Go ahead,
Okay.
sorry. I was just gonna say I know one of them was about to attack this one down here, but I want to do something after that to one of these up here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let y'all roll initiative in just a second here.
No
Go
need. We'll
ahead.
kill a wall before we need initiative.
Okay. You know what? Why not? Well, I was also gonna use roll initiative and then also take a break because we're more than halfway through. But
Breaks are
you
for
know
the
what? Let's
week.
get this out of the way. There's only about 7 gnolls that you can see for your group. You're gonna make quick work of that. As Kaylin is pulling forward, the gnolls are all kind of, their ears are perking up and looking in her direction. Who wants to go first?
Can I go first and just use the price tag on this guy?
Fuck yeah, do it.
All right. So I'm gonna come up right next to him, and I am going to pull out my short sword of warning and use assassination ability.
Okay.
Did that roll? Yep. There you go.
Nice.
The music that's playing is too cute for what's going on.
Yeah, I meant to change it to. Oh wait, that is the intense combat. Hold on. There we go. You're not ready for the boss battle music yet. It's just gnolls. I have special playlists that I've created.
All of a sudden, a giant gnoll comes walking out.
Yeah, I mean, I could have that, but this was just supposed to be a fun little aside thing. I'm not trying to use up all your resources here. Just fun little slake your bloodlust a little bit. Yeah. So with the assassinate, is that a 17 to hit?
Yep.
That absolutely hits.
Yay.
Why is it saying crit on a 17?
Because the assassination ability is that anytime you hit, you get a crit.
Oh, okay, yeah, it hadn't loaded that yet.
There is also something weird with this thing where sometimes it'll say you crit when you didn't. I don't know why it does that, but
Yeah, you definitely have taken him by surprise. Yeah, any hit, blah blah
Yeah,
blah. If he hasn't taken a turn in the combat yet, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. Yeah, so that's, let's see.
total
So is
damage is
that
18. It's 18. It's 12 plus
18?
6. Because I use a sneak attack at the bottom. I include it because I'm rolling at advantage.
Yeah. So with 18 damage, you all but eviscerate this gnoll as you basically go in and slit his throat. He is staggering back, barely clinging to life with what 2-ish hit points he has left. He is very surprised and very almost fully assassinated.
Since this is a surprise attack, and then I use my offhand to attack him one more time, just a regular attack.
Yeah, do it. Do the thing.
All right. This time I'll attack him one more time with my offhand weapon, short sword. Ooh, 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
10 points of damage.
Oh yeah, that offhand, you slice and dice. You finish him off, giving him a much quicker death than he probably deserved. He falls dead, and his blood pours out and mixes with the blood of the man that he had slain on the ground.
Yay.
Anything else on your turn? You got some movement, I think.
Yeah. I forgot. For bonus action, can I hide? Am I allowed to do that, or is that like? Let me see.
You used your bonus action to attack, but
That's
you can
right.
move back into cover, kind of. So
Yeah.
you'll have some level of cover. The
I'll just
gnolls,
move.
the gnolls are not the most perceptive because I keep rolling fucking 3s and 1s. Yeah, they are not very perceptive. They are chomping away at some food.
Yeah. I'm gonna move back and just end my turn there.
All right, who's
Or-
next?
And surprise turn at least.
Yeah.
I reckon I'll go ahead and do my attack. I'm gonna wait until this one You said he's circling around. I'm gonna wait till he goes back around to this side, and as soon as like the carriage is like between us, I pull this guy back into the like trees and try and kill him.
Okay. I guess give me. Would that be like a grapple?
If anything, if anything, I will attack him and then pull him back if I have to. Like I want to kill him and
give
then
me an
hide the
attack
body.
roll with advantage. Give me that sneak attack type shtick.
Yeah. 22.
Oh yeah. So you stab him with your blade and kind of twist it and at the same time him back into the side, and you're able to kind of use that leverage to kind of yank him backwards. How much damage does it do?
It is going to be. Hang on. That plus. Go away. Plus that. So it's going to be 11 plus. Is that 16 on the. No. 9. So it'll be 20 damage, like exactly.
20 damage. Yeah, you have pierced all the way through his rib cage and are using his ribs, twisting your blade to kind of anchor it, yank him backwards into the trees with you. And he is so shocked, it's kind of just like that is the only noise that is made, which is kind of drowned out by his buddy over here just chomping away at his victim, and this guy kind of doing that snorting, snuffling, sniffing around thing, more interested in the carriage and kind of starting to like look underneath it at this point now. Does not notice.
Okay. Did I kill him?
He's still got these guys keep having like 2 HP left.
Yeah, okay. Then I will do so. First off, that's one thing. No one can see it right now, but I'm actually using a sword that I have not. I've had on me this entire time, but I've never used. It's my it's a double-bladed scimitar. But I'm using that. And I get to make a like offhand attack with it if I choose to. So I will do that to finish him. Try and finish this guy off.
Finish him.
Nat 20.
Oh
I
my
don't know where
gosh. Yeah,
So-
just you fucking destroy him. Tell me how.
Yeah.
Give me that
Yeah,
crit.
so like you said, I pull him back with like the blade, like the one side of the blade in him, and I pull him back, and then pull the blade out and like uppercut with it, so the back side of the blade like splits him up the middle, essentially.
Oh yeah. Shreds. Shreds. You've never seen a more dead Gnoll because you also have not looked at, Mrs. Kill yet, but yours is very deader.
Yeah.
With a crit. Very deader. All right. Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, I will dash into like this tree.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right, Zeroka, you are the next closest person to the action.
Cool. Let me see. So for me, I'm just going to. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just going to run up right here and cast my Ray of Frost on this guy right here.
Hit me with that roll. Or
25.
25 to absolutely. Yeah, these are fucking Gnolls.
7 points of damage. And so his
7
speed is
points of
reduced by
damage.
10, and I'm going to move back a little bit behind Miz.
All right. Yeah, this guy yelps as he is suddenly attacked with this freezing ray. And you see his feet kind of ice up a little bit, and he starts just like shivering just a little bit, and he's looking around trying to figure out who the fuck just attacked him. And his friend is now like kind of whips his head up and he's looking around like, what the fuck just happened? Like just sniffing the air now. Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Kaylin, I'm gonna let you go before the NPCs.
Cool. Is where she currently is where the cart currently is, or is it close
Yeah.
enough to see around the bend?
Yeah, you're able to see now kind of around the bend. You were able to get line of sight kind of from where you were through some of the trees. So you see the now dead Gnoll there. You're able to see another one there through where the trees are getting a little bit thinner as you are moving forward, especially. So you'd be
Neat.
kind of like here-ish, I guess.
Cool. I'm going to safely assume that this one is still alive.
Yes, I have put X's on the 2 that are dead.
Cool. Kaylin is going to be a boss bitch and just let's see, what is this spell?
Move them so they're all officially in a square.
Cool, it is verbal. So she's going to put one hand on the sword, because it is her magic focus. Do a thing, a symbol, like a half symbol with one hand, and shoot out Eldritch Blast because it has a feet range of 120.
Do it.
All right, that is 14 to hit.
14 just misses.
Haha.
As the one you attack there hears the yelp from his friend, head shoots up, his face just covered in blood and little bits of guts, and he's looking around and blocks just in the nick of time with his stolen shield.
That's
and
fine.
you hear him kind of snarl at you.
She gives him the anime, "Meh." And Kayla is going to shoot with the hand crossbow with the offhand, and that is disadvantaged because the range is only 30. Another natural 20, fucking gone to waste. I'm so mad.
Oh no!
No, it's a 15, but it's like a natural 20 gone to waste. Fuck you, game.
Yeah, 15 does hit though. It just hits.
Huzzah!
It plunks into this Gnoll and he just yelps as you hear the thud as it pierces
And it
his
does
armor.
5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. All right. He kind of yelps out. I'm gonna let Darn go next. Oh no, what did he get? Okay, so with a 16, you suddenly see this little dark blur shoot out of the underbrush over here and stab at this Gnoll that you had attacked. Let's see what the total is. So with his sneak attack, plus his short sword damage, that is a total of 18 damage. Which, on top of the 5 that you already dealt, he's like, "Don't worry, I said I'd cover ya! Just stop!" And suddenly, this Gnoll is just kind of looking down like, and just collapses to the ground. He's like, "Thanks for the assist!"
Kaylin
some
just
good
kind
shooting.
of Kaylin just waves her hand at him as she like just is allowing the horse to move slowly because it's like, I don't want to go over there either.
He's going to take a couple steps back so he can kind of assess the situation a little bit better, and then it is the Gnoll's turn. As this one has now looked up, realized something is going on, and he has enough movement as he lets out a howl and charges over at Darn. Darn kind of braces himself as the Gnoll rushes in and tries to just chomp down on him with his bite attack, but an 8 does not hit. And then this other one is going to kind of try to get around this carriage. I'm going to rule all of this overturned everything as difficult terrain. So he does not get all the way over there, but he is now next to the other Gnoll. I guess he would be more there. I don't feel like mathing. He does not reach yet. This Gnoll and this Gnoll up here next to the cart, they still have not noticed this cowering man, like pressing himself as flat as he can into the cart that he is hiding on top of. But this gnoll kind of moves forward a little bit and is looking around suspiciously and notices the absence of his friend that was over there, that was slain by Xander, looks down, sees another friend of his dead, and a kobold on the other side of him. He does not have enough speed, but he snarls out a war cry. And let's see, how does he get? He can get right about there, and this gnoll is charging towards Darn. The
Well,
other
darn.
gnoll. Oh, darn it. This other gnoll rushes forward over here and is kind of assessing the situation, looking around. He sees his friend is no longer over there. And he starts sniffing at the air. And let's see if he can figure out. Not with a 4. He finds fucking nothing. He finds fucking nothing. I cannot roll roll for shit. As he is looking around and trying to see where his friend is, he is going to start sniffing around right about here, trying to figure out if someone is hiding in these bushes, but going the wrong direction completely. And with that, oh yeah, the guy up there just cowering. That's his turn, cowering. Back at the top, Ms.
Right. This guy right here, he still has been hit, right? As far as I.
This guy has not been hit.
All right.
The only ones that have been hit, they've died the same turn. All of them.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot out. I'm gonna pull my short bow and I'm gonna attack this guy right here. That gives me sneak attack, correct? Because I have an ally right next to him.
Hell yeah, and you are hidden as fuck. Y'all are over here stealthing like crazy, and these, yeah, I mean, for shits and giggles, that's a 6 on perception. They've got like a shitty passive perception. There's no way they do not see shit.
All
They're
right.
face covered in blood.
Let's hope I hit. Oh, that's a late hit. Yeah.
12
Yeah.
does not hit.
Oof. Yeah, that's a big oof. After I shoot that bow, I'm gonna slowly retreat back into the bush and hide in my turn.
Okay. You feel very well hidden. I'm not even gonna make you roll. These guys can't roll to save their lives. They have no fucking idea where you are. They don't even notice this arrow kind of graze. They are laser focused in on Darn because they finally have seen an attacker, laid eyes on someone. Did Kaylin end up going at all? Oh yeah, you did your Eldritch Blast. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Were you going to continue to move forward? I'm realizing the cart is still super far back.
Kaylin is going to like gently nudge the horse forward, but is like trying not to move too fast because obviously the Stab Brigade is nearby, so she doesn't need to be involved outside because Eldritch Blast has enough range. So it's like, yeah, I'll got this.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to murder the way everybody else does.
I just wanted to make sure, but yeah, if that Gnoll did not know he was there, then he would have had advantage on that attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have rolled to hit twice on that last one, Ms.
I assume I didn't have advantage. Did I have advantage on that?
Yeah, if you're stealth and they don't know you're there, you have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Right, Abby?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Like,
well, especially with this is just a fun little slake your bloodlust thing. Sorry, one of my roommates brought me a cookie. Very happy about it.
So, do I lose that opportunity and I have to try again next time, or
what? I guess I'll go ahead and give you advantage on it. Might as well.
All right, I'll just roll a normal one and see if I hit. I might miss though again.
Believe in the heart of the dice.
oh my god!
Let's just pretend I didn't have advantage and that didn't happen.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I only got
rid
a
of
12.
that. You got rid of that natty 1. It's gone now. Poof! You've used it up for the evening. It's gone.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah, let's just pretend I didn't have advantage. I rolled a 12.
All right. Yep. It was close, but no dice. Xander, you're next.
Xander dashes through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. He dashes through these trees here, gets right behind this guy, and tries to do similar to what he did to the last one. Tries to kill him in a way to bring the body in, and he can leave it hidden. So, nat 20.
Oh shit! Yeah, fucking nat 20. Hell
At
yeah!
least someone is doing well.
All right, so
Give me all that damage.
yeah, you
Got
got
that.
it, boss. So we're gonna roll
Dead
the
as fuck.
damage, and then we're gonna roll the old sneak attack as well. All right, so it's gonna be 24.
Oh, they only have
35.
22 HP.
35.
They have a little bit of meta. They only have 22 HP.
Yeah, this one, fuck, dude, he gets eviscerated.
There's no Gnoll has been deaderer than this one. that
I
you have
actually have
seen.
exactly what I want to do to him. We will continue on, but I will find a GIF of this and post it in just a second. But yeah, I slice him into like pieces. Like I pull him into the tree and just like fucking anime bullshit, cut him into pieces.
Unrecognizable. Anyone coming across this would be like, I don't even know what this was.
And I will. I moved 3 feet. Or not 3 feet, but 3 squares. I will move right here, and then we'll re-stealth.
Okay. Zaroka.
24 on that new stealth.
All right. So can this guy see me or no?
No. He is laser focused on Darn, and I believe I rolled a 6 on his perception just for shits and giggles.
Gotcha. So if I were to shoot this guy, maybe with the is that with advantage?
Yeah, you technically do have an adjacent buddy right there.
Well, I don't have a sneak attack or anything like that, so
you do have technically an out. I don't know if it matters because he doesn't see him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he doesn't know he's there, if he's like stealth to do him, that's advantage. Like I mean, that's just
because I'm an unseen attacker. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and roll and let's see how it is. You're fighting a bunch of fucking gnolls. Like the stakes are not high here.
3, so
oof.
That's
go
normal.
Ahead with the advantage. Go ahead with the advantage.
That's better.
There you go. I also don't want this to take all night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only 1 point of damage anyway.
Oh no! 1 point of damage, but his speed is now reduced to 10.
Correct.
So you see him just as he's rushing towards your kobold acquaintance. His speed suddenly slows down as ice begins to kind of form on him, and he yelps in surprise, just like, what the fuck just happened?
And that is all I'm going to do for the rest of my turn.
All right, Kaylin.
Kaylin is going to shoot the kobold who is currently engaged with our good friend Darn. Let's see. Cool. With an Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Yes, indeed. Because we are done with our damn switches. Yes. I put my keyboard together again. Cool. Natural 19 plus 4 is 23.
Hell yeah. Shoot the fuck out of this motherfucker.
Yeehaw.
Horse piss act.
I feel so bad for everybody who was theoretically listening. Just like, that was bad. All right. That is going to be where is it is just what it is. 8 points of damage, and she's gonna follow it up with a crossbolt shot with disadvantage since she's at 40.
Yeah, the horse does not want to get closer.
Yeah, no, that's a grand total of 10. So she's gonna miss the crossbow shot.
There's something about this Gnoll that just keeps dodging shit.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
she's shooting far outside of her. She's shooting outside of her range, and also wrestling the horse.
Yeah. Also, multiple people have shot at this specific Gnoll and just missed. This is the only one that keeps dodging. All right. Anything else in your turn?
She's going to encourage violence. Can we hurry this up? Ooh, boy. Ooh, what was that accent?
It's only been like 12 seconds.
What? Can we hurry this up? 12 seconds is more than enough time for us to murder an entire group of gnolls. Come on now.
An entire family. Let's go.
Yep.
Darn's like, yeah, we got this, and he's gonna use bonus action Draconic Cry. You let out a cry at enemies within 10 feet of you, and until the start of your next turn, you and your allies have an advantage on attack rolls against the enemies that could hear you. So he kind of steps aside because there's a bunch of shit flying at this particular Gnoll, and he does not want to get shot. And then he's close enough that both of these Gnolls, anyone attacking them, gets advantage on them. I'll pop a random fucking symbol on there. And then he is going to go ahead and attack the Gnoll that everybody's been attacking that just does not want to go down. With a 19 to hit. Unfortunately, he does not get sneak attack, but he does do 9 damage. And like these fucking kobolds or these gnolls just keep not going down. So you see him kind of dodge to the side, yell out this encouraging draconic cry that seems to confuse these two gnolls. And then just, the Achilles tendon on this Gnoll, gone. Just, he's coming for your ankles. Darn is just going for it with his little sword. But he.
Oh, you're rocking that pet cemetery. Cut the fucking Achilles tendon shit.
Absolutely. Just going in there with that. And that is his turn. So it is the Gnoll's turn, and this one that is up against him is going to go ahead and once again try to snarl and bite at him. These Gnolls cannot fucking roll. I'm using an online roller for these guys. I can screenshot it. That's a 5, which is better than the 4 I rolled before. For a total of 9. Does not fucking hit. This other Gnoll takes a couple steps forward and is also going to try to chomp on him. Finally, okay, a 21 to hit. And he does a whopping 4 piercing damage as Darn tries to block, but he does not block just quick enough. And the Gnoll's teeth pierce his poor little kobold arm. But Darn does not flinch or really make any kind of noise. Like, he is just taking it. This other
Little bitch.
Yeah. This other one, his speed is only 10. He is now stopped and kind of looking around. Xander re-stealthed, right?
Yes.
You did with
24.
the 24. I'm not even going to bother with you. This Gnoll is just so confused, kind of looking around and just snarling in frustration, and he says something in a language you do not understand at all and kind of slowly staggers. The 10
Opportunity
feet.
attack.
Oh shit, you're right. Opportunity attack. Yeah, give me that opportunity attack.
He's so pleasant, and
Nat
yet he is
20!
he is so nice, but he is the most murderous person in the party. Mr. Stabby wishes
really-
he could be.
We need to work on your backstory. There's got to be a reason you hate Knowles this fucking much.
What is that, like your third crit,
We
basically?
need to
That's
add
a third
something.
crit in a row.
How are
Holy
you
shit.
eviscerating this Sad sack.
Oh yeah, he doesn't even like he starts to he looks around and starts to stagger away, and I'm just like nope, and I just grab him by I'm assuming he has like a tuft of hair or something.
Oh yeah.
I grab it and pull him back, and I just fucking slit his throat, just kill him.
Yeah, there is a momentary look of shock on his face as he tries to figure out what the fuck just happened to him. And then the life just fades from his eyes as you slit his throat. He kind of just collapses, just lands.
It's just funny to me because if y'all remember the week before last when I played or whatever, I couldn't roll worth a damn, and now I'm rolling fucking 3 nat 20s in a row. So D&D Beyond giveth, the D&D Beyond taketh away.
Yeah, we're gonna have to float test those dice. I don't know how you can do online weighted dice, but it is linked up to D&D Beyond. I don't think there is a way to fake that. So not that you would,
not that I know of.
Not that you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's now one less fucking Gnoll. Yeah, we're back up to Xander's turn.
No, it's Miz was going. One of them was going before me.
Oh, did Miz go first? Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, I did.
Okay. Where the fuck are we in
After
the order? 'Cause
Kaylin,
that was an opportunity attack.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the enemy's turn.
Yeah. Both remaining living Gnolls are dead. Or no, they're not dead. There's two Gnolls. They've already gone.
Yeah.
So and Darn has already taken his turn, so the NPCs are done. So it's back up to the top of initiative, which I guess would be Miz.
Yes.
Actually, yes. Okay, sorry.
Unacceptable.
Do the thing.
All right. After the embarrassing shot last time, Miss gonna slowly creep out the bush, target this gnome right here, and it's gonna use his short bow one more time, and see if this one hits with advantage.
You do have advantage. I'm not going to give you double advantage with Darn there, but hypothetically.
Yep.
Big money, no whammies. Oh my god,
Come
13.
Come on.
Wait, that's one hit. That's one attack.
Advantage. You got this.
Yep,
you got
that's
this.
one.
Shoot him.
23!
Wait, that was with your short sword. But it's the same bonus to hit. Same to hit. So yeah, 23. You shoot the motherfucker. Is it the same damage for with the bow as it is with the sword?
Yeah, it's the same damage. Same exact damage.
Okay, same damage
1d6 plus
dice.
4. Yep.
Good. So that's the 5 plus the 7 sneak attack.
Yep. Plus 12.
Yeah, you hit him with that 12 damage. Hold on. Let me math real fast. I'm stupid. You're
not stupid.
There's something math is hard. I was an English major, okay? Leave me alone. And these Gnolls keep ending up with fucking 1 and 2 HP left. So there is now a arrow sticking out of his chest right next to his heart. You're pretty sure he will be bleeding out momentarily with all of this damage he has sustained, but he is somehow kind of choking and gasping and barely upright. Quite unfortunate. Anything else on Mrs. Turn?
Nope, he just slowly creeps back into the bush.
Just Homer Simpson.
Yeah, basically backwards.
Xander.
Alright, so
how Homer Simpson's backwards into the bush?
Are both of the two left looking pretty hurt, or is it just the one that you said looks like he's about to bleed out, or
this one directly next to or above Darn is barely clinging to life, and the one next to him has not been touched.
Alright. Well, I'm about to be a kill stealing motherfucker. Magic missile from out of the darkness.
Yes. Do it.
I'm gonna hit.
He dies.
I've got 3 darts. I'm hitting him with one of them. I'm hitting the other guy with 2.
This guy. I mean, humor me with some damage rolls.
Okay. So there's the first one. it's 3 damage, and then the second one was 3 damage, and then the third one is 4. Wait, I'm confused why I did a. Oh no, so no, it would have been more than that. So it would have been 3, then 4, then 5. So it would have been 9 damage to the second one, 3 to the first guy.
All right, yeah. The first guy, we'll flavor this. That magic missile seems to zoom in on the arrow that Miz shot and just kind of forces it the rest of the way through his chest
Hell
and just
yeah.
like explodes that little portion of his chest. And you see the arrow kind of pop out, and Darn kind of jumps to the side and avoids it just in time. And then this Gnoll collapses at Darn's feet, and he's like, "Hell yeah, I knew he had this!"
And not even bothering with stealth at this point. I know my teammates are going to finish this guy off. I step out of the woods and walk up to the cart over here, and I'm like, "Get down from there, man. We've got them handled."
You see him kind of slowly poke his little head out from over the side of the top of this cart, and he's like, are all of them dead?"
One of them's still alive, and my other 4 allies are finishing him off as we speak.
Oh, okay. And you see him start to very, very slowly, like with like shaking hands, start trying to like get off of the cart. But it's gonna take him a minute. He's shook.
Yeah, that's fine.
Zeroka, finish off this other motherfucker. Just
All right.
fucking
So
kill him.
since I can move 40 feet, I'm gonna move right here where I can flank. This guy right here and come up behind him, and I'm gonna hit him with my short swords.
Bam, get him. Get him.
That would have been a first, by the way. None of y'all have seen me cast magic missile yet.
It's true. Everyone just saw the magic missile.
I'm gonna do it with. So it's a 23.
Absolutely hits.
The first hit. And that's gonna be 9 damage. So that's 9 damage, and then the next one is with the offhand weapon. Let's see, 24,
24. That hits.
and that is a 5.
Yeah, he had 4 HP left.
Nice.
Um,
Just come up behind it and just stab it through its, like, in the back of its head, and the short sword just comes out of its mouth. And I really take the blade back.
there is the beginning of like a and just blood comes out instead of more noise. As you kill the last remaining Gnoll. Yay! We all lived happily ever after.
I
And
love
leveled
that.
up. No. We lived happily ever after and leveled up.
Yes, that's true. To
No,
10.
you level up after this mission. I promise you level up after the mission.
I do love that it has now officially been noted that Xander is like the nicest person in the group, but is also like the most brutal.
Those were some brutal kills. I do think that because you were pretty hidden and you were shooting from a spot where you were hiding, Darn is probably the only one that really comprehended the magic missile that was thrown from Xander. The rest of y'all saw an attack, just finish killing him, but it's hard to tell exactly what it was that was flung.
Hell yeah, I like that.
But
Feeling just gonna continue driving the horse forward, just like fucking silently.
yeah, it's still spooked, moving slow, just kind of like, oh, this Lord doesn't want to do it, but the horse is gonna, continue moving forward. And Darn's like, hell yeah, okay. You guys are pretty good at taking care of the bad guys, so, I mean, as long as you don't do that to my kobold brethren, we'll be good. But in the future, I know who to call for, stabbing and stuff, because that was good. He kind of wipes his blade off before putting it back in his waistband. And you see this very scared-looking young man on the wagon cart thing slowly climb down off of it. And he's looking around, and he's like, did anyone survive?
We did. I don't think any of your people that you came with did, unless there's anybody in that cart. But I assume we would have been hearing them at this point if there was.
He slowly sits down on the little front steps of the cart and just looks like he is shook as he's trying to like just take deep breaths, and he's like, all of them. Oh, that was a lot of gnolls. Thank you. And then he looks like he's trying not to throw up. You recognize that look from Fred Ben. But
Of course, gnolls are nasty creatures, and I feel like at this point it was the least that could be done to them.
yes. Well, my name is Wexley, and I suppose I am indebted to you. Thank you for, I guess, at least saving me. Oh, that's a lot of blood. He's kind of just like pulls out a little handkerchief and starts like dabbing his forehead. And you can see now he's kind of like a slender man. Like his robes make him look not Slenderman.
Slender Man. As soon as you said
Not
slender, my
slender.
mind immediately went Slender Man, and then you said man.
Basically, what I'm getting at is he's kind of a wimpy looking dude.
Gotcha. Slender Man.
I'm trying
Gotcha.
to find his full ass picture, but his robes kind of make him look like he is probably a caster of some sort. You can tell just from the sheen of his clothing and everything. He's not just a normal merchant or anything that is traveling. Also, he has a big hat that he slowly puts back on his head that is dark blue with big gold stars on it that just screams, I'm a fucking wizard. That matches his gold starry robe. Basically declaring his status as a fucking wizard. But the guy looks like he's in his early 20s, maybe. Kind of just a wimpy looking little guy. Very pale now, as he's seeing all of the blood from the gnolls and his compatriots who are dead.
So what was this like caravan here? What we all shipping?
Well, I was going to, teleport to the capital, I guess Dragon Glen capital, through, capital here, and was hoping someone would buy some of my magical inventions. Those, I think, are safe, but now I think I might just turn around and go home. I did not realize how dangerous just the roads are.
The roads can be quite dangerous, but what kind of magical inventions do you have?
Well, I've always wanted to improve people's everyday life, similar to how other wizards have done things. I'll never be any, Fred Ben Winfear myself, but, I can make my own mark, I hope, on the magical world. He kind of dabs a little bit more sweat off of his forehead and slowly stands up and puts his hand on the door, and you see some like little runes appear and light up under his hand as he opens the door, and you see inside of it, it looks like a little workshop kind of area, with a whole bunch of random bits and pieces and magic stuff all over the inside of it. Like it looks like it got tossed around a little bit, and it looks like it exploded almost. Well, not exploded, but looks like this whole caravan got shaken up, and not everything was secure, so it is a mess in there, but it is a magical mess. And you see as he kind of opens the door, there's like a little puff of some kind of purplish smoke comes out, and he kind of like waves it away, and oh, that's hopefully not a problem. But I suppose I could thank you with an invention or two, since you did save my life. And he's gonna kind of start ruffling through stuff. to see what he can find.
I was gonna say over the earpieces or whatever, the way we communicate with one another, Xander will just be like, "Hey, the guy we just saved makes magical like trinkets and inventions and stuff. And I remember Darn mentioning possibly trading some magical items to these kobolds to get the dragons. So that's a possible plan. You know, if we don't want to go with my dragon messiah route, you know that. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to do that, but another option.
How about you see what you can finagle out of him, and if he's willing to sell the stuff he doesn't want to give.
Sounds good. And I will wait for him to continue like digging around, see what he has.
He pulls out some stuff, and the first thing that he pulls out, he just looks very upset. As you see, it's a very large magic-looking carpet, but one of the tinctures or potions has fallen onto it and burned a very large hole in it. He says, "This might have sufficed. Let me see what else I have." And you see that there is something on the underside of this carpet that looked like a very large storage compartment with little doors that would open up underneath it, but they were made of a flexible material. You see him kind of pick up what looks like an arcane pickaxe, and he kind of looks at it, glances back at all of you, and is like, probably not. Then he pulls out what looks like some ropes. And he says, I have a few different things that you might be interested in. I can't give you all of them, but I can give you a few things. I kind of need to go recoup losses, probably, pay to revive the people that were here. He kind of sets out what looks like magic-looking ropes. He also sets out what look like some daggers and little swords. Just they look pretty normal, but each one of them has tied to them with like a little string, a little ring with an arcane-looking gem on them. And then a handful of very tiny-looking little potions in red and blue. And he motions at the motions to the potions. And says, "Well, so the blue ones I made for firefighters. So, if they have a lot of like fires to put out, it's kind of like an ice freezes over everything effect. And the red ones I made for mining, kind of like the turbo powered pickaxe, but I don't think you all would have much use for that unless I'm mistaken. But the red potion kind of will, blow up rocks and things like that to help miners." Kind of points at the ropes. These are smart ropes. I made them for merchants that have very large pieces of cargoes and things to stack. If something starts shifting, if you have the rope around it, it'll kind of move on its own and restack it and kind of keep everything together, and you don't have to watch as close, especially on bumpy roads. So anything that moves, it just moves it back. These are weapons, as you can see. And he kind of motions at they look like otherwise pretty normal weapons. A couple of daggers, a couple of swords that don't look too much different from what you have. But you wear the ring and they disappear, and it's great for adventurers who want to carry less. Got a lot of things to carry, your backpacks and everything, so this makes at least the weapons lighter.
I'm sorry.
Mm.
Did you say a ring that makes you invisible, or is it just makes
No,
things light?
it poofs away the weapons, so kind of like your hex blade.
Mm.
It makes the weapons disappear into basically their own little pocket dimension. And you can just blink it in and out of existence, basically.
I don't hate that.
I can already do that, so.
They are. He can. What he can do is link them to your existing weapons if you would like him to, or you can just replace them with that. They would count as magical weapons, but none of them have additional properties besides being able to just poof.
But they would count as magical against like magical defenses and stuff.
Yes,
Like
yes,
yeah,
they would
gotcha.
count as magical. They just don't have any buffs applied right now.
Gotcha.
This guy is very grateful for his life. You might be able to keep in touch with him, and maybe he'll enchant him for you later. You also have artificers, and you're getting to know people. You're getting contacts.
Nice.
So, but that's what you got. You've got ice ball, fireball, as potions. Essentially, is what they are. You can choose a turbo-powered pickaxe, which could be used for different attacks. Also, you can see about maybe repairing this carpet that has little doors underneath it to. He briefly explains that it is for farmers to release seeds and treatments over large areas. Is what
So it's like
that is
it's
for.
a flying carpet.
It is a flying carpet. It's got a huge hole in it. You would not be able to use it until he fixes it, which will take some time. But you've got. I'll let you all kind of the ropes. What the ropes do is they just if you have set them up in a spot or around things, if something moves, they tighten. So great for
Kaylin wants those.
the ropes. Don't we all? But
Kaylin wants the ropes.
yeah, I'll let you all decide on I'm not going to give everyone an item, but why don't y'all debate and discuss which ones you want? What is everyone leaning towards?
I mean,
Well,
Kaylin will also buy the ropes.
Oh, okay. He would
Depending on how expensive fucking things are. With it's like, hey, I will patronage you in the future depending on how these go.
He kind of is sitting there and he seems to be doing some math in his head, glancing around at his dead compatriots, then looking down at his intact own body, and is like, well, I mean, I'm giving you other stuff. I could sell the rope for 100 gold. I would still be taking a loss after all of the research and materials, but if I can let it go for that much. I wouldn't sell it to anyone else that cheap. I was gonna sell it for like 500. But I mean, that could be one of the items I give you, but I guess I could do 2 or 3 items for free, but I feel like I've just lost everything. And he's kind of like looking around
Oh,
at
poor
the
guy.
people and all of the ruined items from his poor little cart, from everything getting jostled around and breaking.
Well, if it helps any, if you go to the guild, I do in fact have a future tea date with Fredvin, if you would like to join that endeavor, because guild artificers are fucking nerds. Therefore, many of them are more than happy that I facilitated a tea date with Fredvin.
Oh no, are you gonna turn this tea date with Fredbin into a whole fucking tea party?
Why the fuck
Poor
not?
Fredbin. He agreed. He agreed.
It'll just be one other person.
No, that's fine. It's just the idea cracks me up because now I'm like, man, I need to give you more people to recruit to your tea party. Just because it'd be funny. Fredbin is not a social man. Yeah, he's not a social man, which is why this meeting with him is so valuable. Yeah.
So real quick, Xander is gonna go back over the like speaking stones or whatever, and just be like, "Now I'm not saying this is what we have to do. It's just an option, putting it out there into the ether. But there's nothing saying we just can't take all of his stuff."
And Kalen is just going to fucking glare at him.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying we don't have to.
You
It's
are
just an
saying
option. It's
you are
just an
saying
option.
no, it is not.
I mean, it is. You may not want to do it, but it is an option.
It is really truly really truly not an option. I am not going to consent to that.
I mean, okay. Other two.
Soroka looks and he says, looks at Miz and he says, "What do you think?"
Miz just kind of looks and says, "I'm indifferent to it. I'm indifferent."
I will
Now,
say that I
Is this guy
do.
not going to give us his items, or I mean, like, what exactly?
The man has just lost everything. He's willing to give you some of it. And he's letting you pick between what he is willing to let go of. So the ropes are now being sold to Kalen. So you've got a bunch of blink weapons. If you wanted the blink weapons or the potions, he'll give you 3 each. So then everybody walks away with an item.
So what is he holding on, like, from, like, not giving
The
us
things that aren't working.
Yeah, basically a lot of his shit just got destroyed. Or it's duplicates of what he's got out.
Xander wants all of the stuff that doesn't work?
I'm just saying that, like,
He's saying that we can effectively just take it from him instead.
we could just
Give
literally
him his
take
shit.
all of his shit, not just
So-
get 3 things, get all of it.
But he's giving us the
Just
working
saying.
stuff, right?
Huh?
He's giving us the working stuff, though, right?
Not
Yes.
all of it. Not all of it. Like, he's giving us 3 things. We get to take 3
Okay.
things. Yeah.
Of the
Well,
4
what is he-
things he's got that is working.
Sure.
You want the
Sure.
extra, that one extra. I don't know.
But
Let me think about
again,
this for a second.
that-
What would I?
Xander's just like, again, it's just an option. I'm not even saying that we necessarily need to do it. In fact, that he could be a valuable person to have as a reoccurring contact. I was just putting it out there into the ether that it was an option.
And Kalen is returning. No, it is not.
It's a very tempting offer, but at the same time, Soroka is actually, he sees the value in this guy, and he thinks he kind of wants him for a long, as a
That's
business
fair.
opportunity.
Again.
So
And this is how we look at Xander and know that he is only good for a short time, not a long time, because he does not think into the future.
Again, I already said that he could be a beneficial person to keep around for an extended period of time. I was just putting out there what our options were.
It is
If
not an
there were
option.
different items, then Miz will definitely threaten him for the other items, or not kill him. He'll definitely kill him if he doesn't hand over the items.
if
But
he had like multiple things, like 3 or more things, like a magic sword and all this other stuff, and he's like, oh no, you guys can only take potions, that's when I'm gonna have a problem. Well, he doesn't have anything of value or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, we literally just saved his life, so it's like, you better give us that before.
Miz is willing to
Yeah.
kill him if he doesn't hand it over. But since there's nothing different about what he's given all of us, or what he has to give, he's okay with it. It's not.
It's
a
not
problem.
worth it. Yeah, it's fine.
Again, and for real, like, out of character, I would actually probably rather have him long term as well. Xander was just giving us our options there.
No, I have character, sure, but in character, no. Miz will definitely kill him for sure.
You do see as you glance into the cart up on the back wall that was very secured to it, a degree in enchantment from the same college that Fredbin went to. Very famous magic college.
There you go. So yeah.
It's also from about 2 years ago. So this is a recent grad who has recently been enchanting stuff and has just set out on his own to do business, but
I didn't know where you were going with that at first. I thought it was either going to go what you did, or be like, or you see in there bunch of awesome enchanted weapons that he has not offered you. And I'm like,
Yeah,
you're killing
I,
it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you basically like spin the story. I'm like, oh, he actually does have cool stuff. Maybe you
There's-
can kill him.
There's a lot of stuff in there that looks like potentially, when it is completed, it might be really fucking cool, but he has not completed it, and some things are now in, with the general disarray, potions that have spilled and exploded and all kinds of stuff. Luckily, he had the ice ball and fireball potions were in like a little padded case, so those did not explode everything, but different vials of different things have definitely leaked onto stuff and ruined it. But there's a lot of potential in his cart if you give him the time and patronage for the future.
Quick question: those potions, I forgot. I'm sorry, just remind me. What are the fireball and ice ball potions again? You just
They're these little tiny bottles. One is the red ones do fireball. You basically throw them and they explode. And the ice ball is the same thing. You throw it and it explodes. I would say I'll have to look at the math on how far you're supposed to be able to like throw something of that size. But as far as you can fucking throw a little glass vial. And I'll say if
Little
you
glass vial?
choose, yeah, I'll say if you choose that versus the disappearing weapons, you can have one of each potion. I'm not just going to hand you like a shitload of magic items all at once. You're level 4. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Xander is going to be like looking over the merchandise, like for what he's got, like as if he's like contemplating, but the whole time he's still talking to everybody. He's like, how about, I know, Kaylin, I know you're wanting to buy the rope, and that's fine. But how about, I don't know if any of y'all are wanting any of this stuff, like off the top, but possibly talk to him about continuing his idea of setting up in the capital or whatever, and since as a reward for us saving him, he becomes our group's personal enchanter.
You want a bitch wizard, is what you're saying.
Pretty much, yes.
Make him your little wizard bitch.
Yeah. A bitchard. Anyway. Just an idea. I mean, I don't know if y'all are wanting it. The only thing I'm really interested in is maybe having him give me one of those rings to make my Revenant blade be able to blink in and out. That's really cool. But other than that, I mean, like, having an enchanter on call is a pretty sweet deal. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
I still want something. We can still do both, you know.
I mean, yeah, theoretically.
Yeah.
And we could even believe you've lost everything, but if you go to the capital and set up, you will have our patronage for sure, and not to mention everyone else is there, so it'll be the best way for you to recoup.
Is that what you're going to try to convince him of?
If no one's got anything else to say, then say what?
Kaylin already had the conversation about effectively tea time with Fredman, so.
Yeah, so Xander will just essentially bounce off of that, and after kind of continuing to look, he'll be like, "Don't get me wrong, we still are absolutely extremely grateful of your offer, and we would like to take something from you here, but just kind of bouncing off what my friend here said about you having that tea time with Fredrin, I honestly think it would be in your best interest to go ahead and continue on to the capital and set up. I know you feel like you've lost everything here, but." What better way to recruit than with the patronage of everyone in the capital? Not only that, but we've seen what skill you have here, and I'm sure there's many more things you can do. We would love for you to become our group's little personal enchanter, our little group's personal enchanter. You'd like to?
I mean, honestly, I don't know if I can recoup all of my costs if I don't go to the capital, and I can't continue to offer you all of my products and services for free, but for you, I can at least offer at cost. But I think I need to go recoup for a couple of days myself and clean all of this up before anything else leaks into something else and causes more damage. She's kind of like looking around, and you see some liquid has touched another liquid, and just a big puff of smoke just goes. He's just like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, understandable, but I would consider it a personal favor to myself if you would consider setting up in the capital and becoming, an enchanter for us. We our group could use someone like that, and you seem to be quite skilled, and we would be very appreciative.
Yeah. Okay. I do have a stall that I had already reserved in Dragon Glen, kind of off the main square, but I rented it for a whole month. Give me 3 days at least.
Of
Maybe
course.
No, no.
might be 4.
We are not expecting you to just be able to do all this now. A tragedy has occurred. You're allowed to take some time to sort
Of
yourself
course.
out. This is not a tomorrow thing. This is when you are ready thing. If you are amenable to it, we would be grateful and willing to also assist paying you.
Of course, yes. As Caitlin says. Take your time, my friend. And your name was, once again? Xander will kind of reach a hand out.
My name is Wexley.
Wexley, yes.
Where the fuck is his whole name? Hold on. He has a whole name. Where did it go? I don't know where it actually went. His name is Wexley. He is a little wizard boy. Wexley Lancaster.
Wexley Lancaster. A very, very strong name. And Xander will, like I said, he has his hand reached out to shake his hand.
Yeah, he cautiously reaches out and gently shakes his hand with his little wizard hands. Not a very strong handshaker.
Yeah, Xander does shake his hand kind of strongly.
Like, oh boy, this has been a lot today. I appreciate everything. I'm going to go back home and have some people come back out here to retrieve the bodies of the people that were with me, so I can hopefully revive them.
Of course, I think my friends
potions.
here. Yeah, I think my friends here are wanting some of the potions.
Right, and he hands whoever wants them the potions. So whoever holds their hands up for the potions gets an ice ball and a fireball potion.
And one last thing, is there any way? That ring's really cool. Is there any way you could do that ring, but with this sword? I know you're in a hurry, you want to get back. I get it, but real quick, could you do that? I'll give you a little gold.
He looks at the sword and he looks at the rings that were already out, and he's like, I do have one that's mostly ready. And he kind of goes back into the cart, shuffles things around, pulls out a different ring, and takes just a moment, whispers some incantations, and there is a flash of light and a few arcane runes that match what is now briefly appearing on the ring, and some of them appear on the pommel of your sword, and they are now linked, and you can, as long as you are wearing that ring, you can blink your sword in and out of existence, essentially.
And can I leave the sword somewhere, blink it out, and then blink it back into my hand, essentially?
Yeah, you can just sit there and go bloop, 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 bloop if you want to.
But yeah, but I'm saying if I forget my sword at home, can I still blink it back to me?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because this isn't that, because effectively that's like warlock shenanigans.
Yeah, I didn't know if that would be okay or not, but that's why I'm asking.
Oh, I'm gonna figure that out. I feel like there should be an effective range on it, because I think blinking it back into your hand from anywhere does tiptoe into Hexblade Warlock class
Eldritch Knight
stuff. Yeah, that's little class specific for someone with level 4 with a free ass item.
Yeah, understandable. I just that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I'll set a reasonable limit on the distance.
Okay.
Because it
But still-
essentially, pops into a pocket dimension of its own and then pops back.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I still want it. I just was just curious of the functionality.
Yeah.
Cool. I will thank him, and we'll be like, "Thank you so much," and I hope to be in touch with you in the near future. Again, take your time, but would love to chat with you in the near future.
Thank you too. And he looks at the others that have not gotten items to see what they're grabbing.
Kalen is going to give him 100 gold for.
You have a rope now, and I'll send you specifics on that.
Kinky.
So we
Yes,
got.
that is in fact why I got the ropes. Yes, you are correct.
I already knew it. The moment you said the ropes, I was like, oh damn it.
I know what I'm here for.
Was anyone else getting a blinking item, a blinking weapon, or I guess he could technically enchant a ring to another item if you really want him to, or potions,
I just took a
turbo-powered
potion.
Does it
pickaxe.
cost for the enchantment of the blinking?
Oh yeah, we do need theoretically find something to give to the kobold dude. That turbo powered axe might actually be something to give.
That was my thoughts as well. The pickaxe actually may be something great for the kobolds.
Sure, he gives you the turbo-powered axe. He's gonna not charge right now for the enchanting, because you guys are promising to be his patron in the future as well.
Okay, then I mean, I'm just gonna get that same thing that Xander got.
Hell
For the
yeah.
blade.
Okay. Yeah, he's willing to do one free blink enchantment on one of your weapons for you.
Okay.
So he does that, and now you have a ring that the arcane runes light up on it. We'll say also he kind of let you pick the aesthetic. I don't know if that's that important to you, but we'll say both Xander and Zeroka got to pick the aesthetic of their ring. And
aesthetic is very important to Xander.
It's
green and gold, baby.
Yeah, it's important more or less to different people. But yeah, so we've got blink weapons, potions, ropes, and a turbo-powered pickaxe. All right.
I would like to once he leaves and everything. I would actually like to ask Darn and just be like, "Do you think your clients would like something like this?" And kind of showing them the pickaxe.
I think that would definitely help expand things a lot. I don't know if they would give you 2 dragons for that. But
what if the Dragon Messiah showed up and offered them this?
I mean, kobolds are pretty smart. They can see through most stuff. So it'll get you maybe a dragon. We'll see if you're real convincing. Because I see you can stab, but we'll see how good you talk to them. They are also kind of nuts. You got to remember that. So,
see the nut ones are the ones who are more susceptible to cults. So when the Dragon Messiah shows up,
there is the possibility they will call you a blasphemer, but we'll see what happens.
part of me,
you are determined to be the Dragon Messiah.
So literally what I was about to say, I was half joking when I started this, but now I am on board. I want to be the Dragon Messiah. I'm gonna show up looking like Jesus.
You are blasphemous.
All right. Okay. Well, we need to wrap up because it is past end time. Anything else you want to add? Because we can also retcon if you feel like you needed to add stuff, but I'm also not going to say you've moved from your spots yet.
Just again, would like to tell the guy to thank him for everything he did, and tell him that I look forward to seeing him in the future.
Yep. Well, I appreciate everything. Be safe out there. And you see him say a few magic words and touch something on the front of the cart, and a bunch of arcane runes light up, and a magical steed appears, kind of a phantom looking steed that is already attached to the front of his cart, and kind of pulls the cart away and takes off at a quick pace down the road.
Oh fuck! I want his card. Damn.
You cannot have the whole cart.
Well, again, we could have had the whole car.
Why would you introduce something like that to these fucking murder hobos?
Yes, because there would totally be zero repercussions to these actions.
No one would have known. We would have been like,
Darn
oh,
would
yeah.
know.
Oh man, the Knolls killed Wexley and Darn. Shit. Like,
Good luck killing Darn. You didn't even ask what he can do.
I mean,
he didn't do shit against these Knolls.
Yeah, he did.
He kind of did though.
I'm just saying, scoreboard. That's all I'm saying.
Darn only got a couple of turns too.
My man's acting up after getting those 3 crits.
It's
The Chris
all
got
right.
crazy.
Oh shit!
To see you rubbing your hands in the background, you know,
He's like,
maybe acting up.
Look at Danner's like, I could take on any fucking thing. Let's go.
Yeah, it's like, fucking, I want to fight some dragons. Like, come on. Like,
Let's go. Shit. All right. Well, with that, we will wrap up the game for tonight. Gary, put in an outro.
make it the
with
best
that,
outro yet.
yeah, give us a real good outro, Gary. I'm expecting go. Plug stuff, MomoCon, Southern Fried Gaming Expo, all of that stuff. All right. Let's give a good
Mr.
night,
Mountain Gaming.
everybody.
I don't know.
Yeah, so
Good night,
Misty Mountain
everybody.
Gaming. Oh my gosh, we're gonna plug that on the main Crits and Grits too. I'm gonna plug that.
Nice. Cool. Appreciate it.
All right, let's give a jumbled goodbye. Good night,
Goodbye.
everyone.
Good night.
Love you
Bye,
all.
everyone.
Later.
Be safe.